Got it? Okay. Go ahead.
But first, I'd like to show you this quick video.
He got handouts, y'all. Look at this. Look at that.
Turn the light out now.
Make it big. You know how to do it.
When it comes to games, not just video games, games as a whole, African people have a historical, in fact, the historical contribution to games. It's a part of our culture, which is kind of funny because in today's time, most of our parents tell us, go read a book, or go find something else to do, go get a job, X, Y, and Z, because
scoot up a little bit, LeBron.
Has any other purpose.
Who is that?
Him. It's a waste
That's not him?
of time. No, but when we look at our culture and we look at our history, the world's oldest recorded game is a game called Senet, right? S-E-N-E-T. It's an Egyptian game. And this goes back to like 1200, 3100 BC. Here's a picture of Queen Nefertari actually playing the game. It's a game about moving from life to death. And creating games has been in African culture literally for thousands of years. So this is something that we create games so that we can enhance our mind, our thinking, true IQ, true critical thinking, not like the IQ test because they want to trade this race is better than that race, not that foolishness, but like actual critical thinking about how to play and strategize. From Senet, chess was made. So that's how old the game is. And chess is a thinking man's game, so to speak, and then you have other games that think dominoes, reaccounting, etc., etc. So it's always been a part of our life and our culture for gaming. There's so much that when it comes to video games, right, there's a gentleman, Jerry, I can't remember his last name, I think it's Lawson, I'm not too sure, but he's the father of the video game cartridge. Like, he created video game cartridges, so the game packs themselves, because when video games first started, they would make a computer, and in the computer is the game, so you play the game off the computer, but he created the cartridges that you put into an actual console to actually play, or at that time the old PCs. He invented that, and that's an African man. So it goes from Queen Nefertari to Kim, and to players like myself. Well, I'm retired now, but the point is that, we have the #1 winning video game team in the world. I mean, the International Video Game Hall of Fame. So we have a well in-depth history. And there's so many other people like me when it comes to modern day video games that our history connects. And we need to create a platform where we can educate people to that.
Thank you so much for watching. I have a new TV.
Lights, please.
Any questions, comments, or thoughts on the video?
Go ahead, man.
I did not know that if it wasn't for a black man, that what we know.
Improve the comfort of your home and replace your furnace with payments as low as $74 a month. Purchase a new furnace, a digital thermostat, and receive a whole house humidifier and media air cleaner free.
Yes,
Call
sir.
Ohio Heating at 614-8.
So, I did not know that the actual cartridge that we contribute to almost every video game you play today, whether it be Xbox, PlayStation, or what have you, requires, doesn't always require, but the cartridge part was a thing contributed by a black man. Also, I thought it was very interesting how he pointed out the African origins of games and how it progressed through time into the video gaming, and how many times as adults we'll say, you need to get off that video game, quit, read something, you're doing too much. And he kind of broke down a little bit about how video games actually teach you to strategize and different types of things within, the games you play. So I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah, thank you.
Sure.
Comment.
Yes.
I don't know how to play it, but how many in here know how to play Senet?
Yeah.
Play chess?
I actually learned.
That's
from
chess.
Emmett.
No.
Quick at his head.
Yeah. So actually, one of the comments, I got a picture of that from the Cairo Museum, that game. So I have to share that with you.
else?
I think it was really important that the way you introduced it and the way it came about was I had to erase the word game because the way it was introduced from the earlier, especially when they showed the comedic understanding there, and that it was more than what we understand, what I understand now as a game. It was more than that. It was actually learning life. And that key word that was said here a couple of times, strategy. And we think of strategy more in terms of, and it relates to the Nordic war stuff. But I think what he was talking about in their strategy in life, and how to maneuver through life and what the challenges was. And he mentioned the dominoes, and I immediately went back to the park where all the folks was doing that. And then they said, well, you're not doing nothing now until you get to the chess. So appreciate that. That was nice.
Right, the critical thinking.
Right, the critical thinking part.
Any other questions, comments, or thoughts? Okay. In some games, there are a lot of negative black stereotypes. For example, many black characters are portrayed as gang members or thugs. I personally don't play those games, but I know they exist. As a game developer, I would show more positive images of black people and make them main characters in my games. In closing, I would like to say that gaming is a part of our African history, going back to ancient Africa, going forward to 2019 and beyond. And also, I just wanted to say, don't forget, if you see someone playing a video game, it's not always just entertainment. It's not always just for entertainment. My name is Devon Koff. Power to the people.
Question. All right. Is it too late for older folks to learn how to play the video games?
No, it's never too late.
Okay.
If you're not here, shame on you, because I'm telling you the future. Y'all missing the future here. Hold on. He got worksheet. Look, he passed out paperwork. Look at this. He passed out paperwork. So who up next?
And he's very articulate. He's very bright. Very informative.
That's one of the warriors. When you doing your omblature, boy?
Who's your mama? Who's your grandmama?
When you doing your omblature, man? He said, I don't know about that one. So who up here?
Hello, my name is Tykees Cox, and I just want y'all to know that I am a warrior and I was born for greatness. Today, what I'm going to be talking about is my omblature and what it did for me and what it created. So during the time that I was doing my omblature, I was pretty much in my head. What's
the omblature first? You gotta, get you jumping right.
Okay, so omblature is like a cry for a vision. So you go out into the woods, first you fast all day, and then you go out into the wood at nighttime, and you go in there in like some basketball shorts or something, and then you get like 2 covers, and I got a tarp, 2 covers and a tarp, and then you sleep out there all night, and then. So for me, I thought that the concept was for me to sleep and stuff like that, but I didn't really get to sleep. But when I did, I believe I got my vision. But okay, so before I was doing my omblature, I was pretty much in my head. I was fearful. I was unsure of myself, and I didn't really understand. But something was calling me to do it. Something inside, something told me it's about time for you to do that. And so after I did my omblature, I became fearless, compassionate, and amazing. It showed me when I say those 3 words, it showed me when I was fearless, I wasn't scared. I wanted to be more scared than I actually was. I was thinking I let society choose whether if I was gonna be scared or not, because just listening to that, making it sound and stuff like that, it just kind of pushed me towards oh no, I don't want to do that. But I wasn't scared when I was out there, and it was nice. I got to see the fish jump out the pond, jump in, and I got to see the night sky. It was beautiful, and the compassion it showed me it's okay to be passionate about something. It's okay don't let society choose what you do. You do your own thing. You be your own person. And,
Killer Mike.
and it showed me how like it is, how amazing it is to get to experience something like that, because not everyone like listening to it is a different thing than actually you have to really live it, you have to really embrace it, you have to really choose it, you have to let it, you have to trust the process, and that's what it's all. Any common questions or concerns?
How long did you have to stay out?
All night, and I had to wait for Mr. Brown to wake up to come get me.
So
Hot tan.
how many hours?
I ain't have no clock or nothing, so I don't know. It was early in the morning.
How many hours did you have to stay out?
I ain't have no clock or nothing, so I don't know.
Did you hear any like animals and stuff out there? That
actually, I didn't, but Hatem, he told me that it was like I scared off a deer or something, but I don't remember that.
Did you sleep on the ground or did you sleep on your tarp? What did you sleep on? Or sit on and lay on, whatever.
Well, I laid on the covers and stuff like that, but it was on the ground also.
No sleeping bag.
No sleeping bag.
Did you have on a shirt?
No.
Did you have
and
on
I was scared the
shoes?
mosquitoes was gonna get me. No, I ain't have no shoes, no shirts.
What time of year was this?
Summertime.
Oh, okay.
We ain't up to the winter time yet. I'm working.
I actually could like it was a fire back at the campsite, but I actually could like smell the fire. Like I could smell it, so I was always just like I knew that.
So you had went away from the main camp,
right?
So you had went out into okay, I got it. I know.
So you go to like a closed off location.
You. Okay, all right.
Why did you do it?
A vision you had. Can you share it?
Okay, so my vision.
Now you know the vision lose power as you share it.
Well, that's why I asked first if you can share it. If you
I'm
can't,
just saying.
okay.
I'm just saying.
I don't feel comfortable sharing it because I want my business to stay powerful.
Okay. I said.
Now, why did you choose to do this?
I chose to do it because, like I said, it was like a calling to me. Like it was like something just kept on telling me like do it. Like on our car right there up to the campsite, I was thinking in my head like a million times like should I do it? Should I not? Should I do it? Should I not? Because after I seen Cleveland do it, I seen like how I don't know. I seen like the potential it had. Like you go. My aunt said that she saw the change in me after I did it. Like it's immediately like when I came back. Like she said, because I'm usually talkative, I'm like loud and all that. But like when I came back, she said I was quiet, but I didn't notice it. She said I was quiet, more like humble and down to earth.
What was the scariest moment out there for you? Was there any scary moments?
Okay, so you know when like sometimes you know when you're in your room and you see a coat hanging up in the dark, it looked like something else. That was the scariest moment for me. It was like a tree branch, it was like broken off or something like that. And then like, I think it was an acorn or something. It fell and hit me in my leg, so then that scared me. So I thought that something was coming to get me. But then I start calling amongst my ancestors. I said Ruth Carter, John Carter, Michael Ford, June Cox, and all of them.
So you took control of your vision. Okay.
Would you suggest it for anyone else?
I would say that it's not made for everybody, but I would suggest it for some people.
All right. So after you came out, this was like a rites of passage piece. Did you come out with at a different level? And
I believe I did. I think so right before I did my ambulation, then I did emotional intelligence thing.
Mm-hmm. So
like I feel like I was more like prepared for that because I did my ambulation. I feel like I understood more. I feel like I was like I said, I was more humble. I was more down to earth. I was more generalized.
So how proud of yourself were you when you finished?
When I finished, I didn't think of it like as in like a huge deal. Like I just thought like okay, this is another thing that I want to do again. I wish to do the ambulation again because like because I feel like things change. Like it's starting to change. My world is starting to go round and round. It's going faster, and I need another vision.
So that's powerful. That is powerful.
Work in progress.
if there's no more questions, then I conclude this. My name is Takis, and I'm a warrior, and I was born for greatness.
That's it. Coming to the stage.
My name is Cleveland Brown, and I'm about to be talking about anime. The reason I watch anime is mainly for entertainment, but then my dad started showing me these videos about how people break down anime and show them the character. Most of the characters I watch actually have mental disabilities that I didn't know about until I watched those videos. So, I like. And the benefits of anime, if you watch it all the way through and watch it again, I believe you can see something you didn't see before, especially when you've gotten older and got more mature. So most of the child anime I watch looks more grown up to me now because that's just how it is. And I also, what else should I say?
Take your time.
Okay, since I got nothing to talk about anime, I'm about to talk about my experience with Dion Bleacher. When I had Dion Bleacher, he sounded like he had a good time out there. I was suffering. The first half, I was cool because I was asleep. And my dad said he came around and he walked around me, even kicked some leaves, and he said I didn't wake up. The second time he was out in the road, I saw a figure with the light walking down, and it's dark, right? I'm sitting here quiet with my hand over my mouth because I'm scared. Like, who is this? And then he turns to me with the light flashing at me. I can't see him. Like, who is that? It's like a scene off of an alien movie. And he says, calm down, you were just asleep. And something like that. And then after that, I don't think I saw anybody else come to check on me. And then after I don't know how long it was because I was too busy keeping an eye around me. Like, every tree that was around me looked like something that was moving in the wind. And then I had to keep looking up at the moon because that's the only thing that kept me calm. And then out of the woods come this raccoon. My dad said this happened because a raccoon is probably my spirit animal because he said the raccoon could have killed me if it wanted to. It came up onto my tarp. I don't know why it just didn't stay where it was. It just came up to me, and it peed on where it peed on me pretty much. And after, I couldn't even do nothing about it because I was so scared. I didn't know what it was at the time. And since it was small and like that, hopefully it was a raccoon. Because if it wasn't a raccoon, I don't know what it was. Maybe I found a new animal or something. And I think the benefits of Dion Bleacher for me was after that I knew that I never was actually scared of anything like that in my life. Since my emotions, my everything I had was going crazy, saying that you need to get out of here. I didn't even wait for my dad to come back to get me. As soon as the sun came up, I walked back to the camp, and I said, he turned around and said, Cleveland, I was supposed to come get you. And I said, I wasn't waiting for you. So my Aunt Bleacher was pretty cool. I didn't have a vision, so I'm probably going to do it again. I don't know why I'm going to do it again, but I'm going to do it again because you want that vision, don't you?
I do. I suffered through all that. I didn't even get a vision.
I say you going back. You say you gonna make it happen. And back to the anime. There's a lot of anime characters that I kind of look up to not because it's I don't know why I look up to them. They're just cool anime characters like that. What's one of them? What makes them cool for you? the way they handle themselves in a fight. Some of them don't even fight; they just use their words. And I think most of the anime that I watch doesn't even have black characters in it. That's the only thing that's wrong with me, because most of the anime I watch don't have any black characters. And not to mention black main characters. So hopefully one day I can at least help in funding in black anime. Like my dad showed me a book that was called Black Sands. It was an Egyptian, pretty much superhero story where the royalty and some of the lower class had superpowers, and they had to slay the gods that has been given to them. And I like that story because, and it was an animation. They had an animation, but it was just a moving comic book. It wasn't really animation.
It's coming out this summer.
Yeah.
We got it. Don't worry about that. Go ahead.
And
give 2 examples of those characters who you said, they're cool to you because of, perhaps in one case, one uses words. Give 2 examples of.
So, there's this one character named Eins Ul Gon. He is. It's from a story called. I don't remember the name, but his name is Eins Ul Gon. He gets trapped in a game, and since his character is inhuman in the game, when he's teleported to a world, I think it's inside the game. It's hard, it's confusing, and he pretty much, since he's inhuman, he has no emotions, and yet he still helps the people that need help while stopping those royalty that take advantage of the lower class. Because there's this king that just sent his army out to kill the neighboring villages. He notices this. He goes there when he knows he's going to get absolutely nothing from it, and he helps those people. And there's another one named Goblin Slayer from an anime called Goblin Slayer. It's pretty much it's not for kids.
So why are you watching?
Because I watched it.
Okay, I'm just saying.
It's pretty much there's a boy that has his village slain by goblins, and goblins pretty much take the women, eat them, and sometimes they rape them.
Do they?
And they and since his village was slain by an army of goblins, he had a master that taught him to do nothing but slay goblins. He takes his job so seriously that he changed his name to Goblin Slayer. So now all he does is walk around, kill goblins, saving villages, and his number one priority, he said it, his number one priority isn't saving the people, is killing the goblins. Mm-hmm. And
oh my God, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm. So
yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
kill women.
So
the benefit.
You were talking about
and he killed
the mental disability or whatever you want to refer to it as, the mental illness or disability that he's just referring to these 2 characters in Zoo Guy and Goblin Slayer.
Goblin Slayer has a obsession with his life revolves around one thing. He does have friends, but if he had to choose between, if he had to choose between his friends and killing the goblins, at first he would kill the goblins. Now he has proceeded and he has character development. He has friends now. He still takes his job as seriously as he used to, but now he has someone to protect, which I believe makes you that much stronger. So
So he's evolved a little bit.
Yes.
And the first character,
Einzel Gone, he stated in his past life he hated his life, and he's thinking about staying in the game. So when his favorite game's going through shutdown, and all the friends he had in the game had lives, so they had to give up on the game. And the last meeting he was supposed to have with them, only one of them showed up, and they left early. So that really hurt him. Instead of leaving along in the game and going back to his regular life, he chose to stay. And when the game was about to shut down, instead of kicking him off, it kept him in the game. But it wasn't really the game. It was real. It was the real world. So he went through all that. It was pretty... For me, I think it would be scary, but since he's inhuman now, he doesn't have the ability to sense normal emotions, and since he sometimes he has an outburst of anger, which is stopped by his inhuman behaviors. I don't know how, but whenever he gets angry, sad, or mad, a green light shows up, and I think it takes the emotion out of him. So he's pretty much emotionless, and he doesn't have the ability to feel emotion anymore.
What country that is?
Country?
Huh?
Animation.
Oh, anime?
Where's it from? What country is it from?
Japan. Most of the anime, modern day anime, is from Japan and places like that. And one more benefit I wanted to talk about. I think watching anime there's two types of anime. There's sub and dub. Dubbed is where English voice actors, or whatever language you speak, voice actors, they instead of you having to read the subtitles, they just take all the Japanese words out, interpret them, and put English words in their stead. And I two reasons I watch subbed anime instead of dubbed is because sub comes out a week earlier than the dubbed anime. So I'd rather just keep up with it. And the second reason is because it forces me to have to read. So whenever I read, I think I learned a few Japanese words. They're mostly cuss words, but they're words like that. And also, you have a question?
I do. Yeah, both of us. Go ahead.
This may sound a little bit redundant, but I've heard this word anime for a long time, but I don't know, is that a word? Is that in English? What does that mean? What does it? Okay, yeah.
I think I don't know what it stands for, but it's an animated film. Okay. It's not live action. Okay. It's just animated by animators.
So when you see, okay, so you think it's short for animation? Okay, so what you see is animated people or real people doing this?
Animated people.
Okay, all right.
And
can it be both?
Sometimes it's both.
Sometimes it's both.
So sometimes they're real actors.
Well, the technology now has gotten
to do both.
They don't actually put real people in animated short films, not short films, animations. So sometimes they make these movies called live action films on the anime, so you can watch the real people act out most of the anime in probably an hour and 30 minutes instead of watching the whole anime.
So is it a series or is it a...
It's a series. Most of the time it's 12 episodes, but sometimes you have anime like Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, Black Clover, that has like a bunch of episodes that'll keep you... I finished Naruto. If you watch at least 3 episodes a day, I think it will take you at least 3 months to finish it. Okay. That's because sometimes I'll fall asleep during the episodes. I have to rewatch them because I don't. And also, I like the reading subbed anime because it helps with my reading and my reading grade. Right now, I think I'm at. My teacher told me that I'm at least a 10th grade reading level, 10th or 11th, and I think that is because all the anime I watch, I have, there's ongoing anime series. They tell you what day they come out on, and they always come out on that day until they end. So I have pretty much a new episode of one anime for every day of the week. So
thank you for the information.
Okay. I have one question.
Yeah, boy, you messed up.
Really messed up. Say this word correct. Amblasia?
Yeah. Amblasia.
Amblasia. Did that help you with being fearful in the dark?
I don't believe my dad told me once that he's not scared of the dark. He's scared of what comes in the dark.
Okay.
I think that's what I'm scared of, because if it was just a void of black, I don't think I would be scared, because if it's a void of black, nothing's there, not even me. So I don't have the ability to be there.
Okay.
So, what comes in the dark, like nocturnal animals. So you have to. Since I'm surrounded by trees, I'm thinking tigers are coming out. Tigers are coming out to eat me, bears and stuff like that. My mind is overreacting. I know none of that's going to happen.
Excellent.
None of that's going to happen to me, because I don't think my dad would put me in that type of danger.
You worried.
But raccoons.
But the reason I ask is because, and I've seen it with older people in my family, real fears come out at night.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just, and I don't know if that's an aging thing. I don't know if that's just a woman in my family, but I notice it with myself. And I'm wondering, I'm saying, well, he was out in the woods at night. Both of you young men were. And just wondering if this amblasia helped you with that.
I think it does help you, and because if you watch something scary a week ago, it might come in your dreams the day you go to sleep. So you're like, how did I have this dream? And then you conjure up one of the memories from one of the things you watched. Yep. So a month ago, I watched this thing. It was a Japanese slender man that if you looked at her face, she would come to get you the next day. So I had a dream. My closet was open. Actually, both of I ain't break them down on purpose, but I opened my closet one day and the door fell off. And I was kind of happy, because now I don't have the danger of having to look in my closet when it's dark. So both of my closet doors are against the wall, and I put behind those two doors, I just put dirty clothes there. So now, if you're going to hide behind those two doors, you're going to have to stay.
Okay. The other young man, you had a response to my question?
Yeah, I did. I was thinking that to me it depends on who the person is, because like some people don't learn by being put in a situation. Like let's say for instance, my sister, she's scared of cats. Like no matter what, she's scared of a cat. She crosses the street because there's a cat on our side of the street. So like her being put in my aunt has a cat, so her going over my aunt's house, we put up the cat because she's scared of it, but her being around the cat is not helping her. It just makes her even more scared, and like it just brings out her fear even more. So to me, it depends on the person. Like I know a lady, she's scared of the dark, but like if her being in the dark for a long time, she's probably gonna break down and cry and like just not like it. Like she wouldn't learn from that experience.
And has anybody in the room has been in a moment where just you can't go to sleep, so you're waiting for the sun to come up so you can get up?
All the time.
So I fell asleep for half the night. The first time this ever happened to me, I could not go to sleep for nothing. I was over there awake, and I kept saying, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, but I would not go to sleep, so I had to stay up. And since I was too scared to keep my eyes closed, my eyes were open. And I think the only thing that really kept me from being overreactive scared is that I had this little the leaves. There's a patch in the leaves where where I could see the moon and the moonlight shone through a little bit, but since it didn't do that much, but it kept me a little bit safe. So I slept right on the moon under the moonlight. Once you think about it, it's a good moment, but if you can't enjoy it, it's just fear. You can't enjoy the moment that you're put in. You just don't think of it as a good moment. That's the first time I thought of that. Because most of the things we do, they can be turned into good moments, but we don't. Yeah. But we take them as bad things instead of saying we could change this. So we just take them how they are and leave them like that.
Yeah, but from what I understand, we went through this. There was a preparation before you were put out there by yourself. And you didn't speak to that part of it. It sounded like you were just put out, but there was a preparation and all of that kind of stuff of things to expect and things of that nature. Is that correct?
Yeah, there was. The night before, I didn't really have a choice about it, but the night before, my dad said you better enjoy the food we have right now because you're not gonna be able to eat tomorrow. So when they came back with cold pizza, I ate one slice and went to bed. I woke up the next morning saying what we about to eat because I completely forgot about it. So he told me you can't eat nothing. Remember you about to do the omelette. And and then when I saw what they were having, I was kind of mad because they were making omelets, boiled omelets. So I couldn't eat any of that. And then so I just went back in the tent so I didn't have to watch them eat. And also before it, we were doused in sage smoke to keep us safe, and we had to drink. What is that? Phoenix feather. Phoenix ambrosia, and then we were walked out there, and they laid the tarp down for me. They did what is it? They made amends to the four directions, north, south, east, and west, and the center. So after that, they told me that every time I had to use the bathroom, I had to get up, bow, walk off, use the bathroom, come back, bow to the four directions, and lay back down. So pretty much I didn't use the bathroom except for once because I didn't wanna risk, because the tarp was the safe place for me at that point. If I left the tarp, it's pretty much like leaving your house. Pretty much like leaving your house, and you know somebody is right there waiting for you. That don't like you or something. I don't know, but I was scared, so I only used the bathroom once. I'm glad I didn't eat nothing spicy at home because I would have blew it up out there, and it would have stunk too. So that would have probably kept the animals away, but. Is there any more questions?
I got a comment. I think that morning that you missed out on scrambled eggs, blueberry pancakes. And
I didn't know about the pancakes.
Oh, we threw down, boy.
Regular pancakes.
We threw down.
Pancakes, and I think I might even had some kind of meat or something.
And then when I came back, they didn't have nothing but cereal waiting.
That was the start. You ate. We hooked you up. Stop playing. Stop playing.
Cereals though. So cereal's good. They have my favorite type. They have frosted. They have fruity pebbles there. So I was happy. I was happy.
You don't remember we cooked when he came back?
I
But y'all could.
Brother Kwame had.
Did y'all have Frosted Flakes?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Brother Kwame, you ready for your question?
All right. So, anime fan, if I watch 3 animes a day at a half hour for 3 months, and let's just say there's 30 days to a month, how long is it going to take me to watch everything?
Watch everything. There's more anime. The anime I watch right now.
No, I'm just watching 3 a day.
3 a day.
He's only
That's an hour and a
watching
half.
3 episodes.
For 3 months, with each month having 30 days.
He said 3 episodes.
Yes, 3 episodes.
Okay. You probably at least be able to finish 6 small anime, which has an average of 12 episodes. But after.
How long does each anime last? Or each episode last?
Probably 25 minutes.
Alright, so let's just round it off to a half
30.
hour.
Right.
You're watching 3 of those a day.
That's an hour and a half.
For 3 months.
An hour
And each month has 30 days.
That's an hour and a half times 30 days.
So that's 90.
No, it's 90 days. It's 3 months.
Oh, 3. Okay. So 90 days times an hour and a half.
That's the mad question. He asking you.
So in other words, how many minutes a day are you watching anime episodes?
Hour 30.
Hour 30, right?
Which is how many minutes?
90.
Okay.
All right. So you got 90 minutes. Now you're watching for 90 days. So how many minutes are you watching anime to catch that full?
That's 90. That's square. You should all. He already taught you that. What's
That's
up?
right.
No, let's end with 5.
91 times,
90 times
90. You know this.
Well, you did the 5s. Did you do the zeros with them? Is it a shortcut for the zeros? It end with 0 and you'll just do it just like that? So end with zeros, 2 zeros.
So 18,000.
18.
1,800.
Now you're adding.
8,100.
8,100.
There you go. You say, Levon?
Yeah, 8,100.
That's it. 8,100 minutes. What do you have to divide that by to figure out how many hours?
60. Sorry.
She got excited. How? 60? That's a lot of hours.
Yeah.
I hope you're getting something out of that.
That's a lot.
No, 60. You got.
How
You
many
just.
minutes in an hour?
60.
So what do you have to divide the 8,100 minutes by to figure out how many hours?
60.
There you go. So go ahead and figure that out.
It's over 100 hours, my friend. It's over 100 hours.
I spend over. That's how many hours I spend over. I spend half my life at school then.
You do?
Yeah, that's true.
No, he spent even more time because he with me. So he's at school all day.
Oh, okay.
All right. So close out.
Did you guys figure it out?
Hold on.
Yeah, we guys figured it out.
Pull out the old calculator.
You got it?
Is there any more questions, comments, or
Concerns?
I got 1, 3.
5. That's it. 135 hours.
135 hours. I hope you're doing a lot of reading.
That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you
very
very much.
much.